I'm listening. Your melody, my soul, have no boundaries. No, you stimulate me, bring me peace, tranquility. When I close my eyes, I close. My fingertips are all I need to show you what I see when my eyes are closed. And nothing feels more naturally than to lose control when my eyes are closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. I feel the most. Can't help but lose control. They're closed. Take me on a journey, quaint fantasy. I'm so secure. I'm yours to lead. Free me, yeah. Leave me, oh yes. When my eyes are closed, my fingertips are all I need to show you what I see when my eyes are closed. And nothing feels more naturally than to lose control when my eyes are closed.
That was an old grumpy legend, Nick West, performing her Eyes Closed. And you are listening to Your Prosperity Insights with Joe Midas Mind Miller. Tonight, Joe has a special guest, Ronnie B., host of Grow Your Mind and Money, to give us some coaching and insights for growing our prosperity. And Joe, right now, it's time for this week's Prosperity Insights. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you, Quiet Storm. Tonight's topic is, it's okay. It's okay to be who you are. It's okay to desire what you desire. In fact, it's more than okay. It's truly wonderful. For in those things that bring you joy, you'll find your greatest opportunity to give to life. In the genuine reality of who you are, you'll discover how to be the best you can be. What means more to you than anything? Honestly explore that question, and you'll connect to a powerful, undeniable purpose. You are a beautiful person with a perspective on life that is uniquely yours. Explore and fulfill the special possibilities that are alive in you. Be who you are and create the unique joys that are yours only to give. The beauty of life is what you know it to be. And actually, I can see that I could take for myself when it comes to the thing, it's okay. As I grow my prosperity consciousness is paying off my credit cards. It's okay for me to do without little bitty things here. It's okay for me to not look like the big baller I always naturally want to look like. It's okay for me to allow other people to spend money while I pay down debt. That's okay for me. Time now for a neo-soul jam or perhaps a little spoken word over in the bank room, where we feature a new and upcoming artist each week. Quiet Storm, over to you.
Thank you, Joe. And we are here tonight in the bank room, and we have an awesome poet, an old grumpy legend, Chris Crawford performing dietary plan. Let's hear that one.
Just started a dietary plan, and every day I contemplate how I can satisfy my hunger. I'm seeking more than just a snack. I need more than an appetizer. I don't even think that a 3-course meal at a 5-star restaurant will do. Don't think they make portions big enough for my type of hunger. Don't think I'll ever get full, because if I ever get full, that means that I'm not breathing. That means that I'm sedated. That means that I'm unconscious, because I can't ever see myself being so full that I don't want to keep growing closer and closer to God. I can never hear myself saying I've had enough of His love, and I could never get enough of His forgiveness, and there is no possible way that I would ever stop being hungry for His truth, hungry for His vision, His purpose, and His plans. I can never be too stuffed of His mercy or too full of His presence in my life. And how crazy would I be if I said, no, God, I just can't have any more peace in my life right now. I just don't have enough room for it. I want to overeat when it comes to God. But it really wouldn't be overeat, because I'll never get full. I can't get full. My metabolism's too high. I have a tapeworm. I need to have meal after meal after meal. I want to digest His will. I want to savor His favor. I crave His direction. I desire His affection. I delight in His protection. I say grace over our connection, and I'm starving for His satisfaction. And just to make sure that my words line up with my action, I'm giving up my satisfaction like a vegetarian gives up meat, and no longer being content with the content that I used to habitually eat. I don't care for Twitter, but my dietary plan is something I would tweet because I'm so excited that being hungry is what I'm doing right now, and my hunger is getting me closer to making it possible for God and I to meet. Because at the end of my dietary plan, the goal is to be invited to kneel at God's feet.
All right, folks, that was Chris Crawford's dietary plan, and we're going to go straight to our panel. Panel, is Chris Crawford getting a couple of snaps from us, or just getting straight kicked out of the vault altogether? And Midas Mind, what did you say to that?
Quiet Storm, to me, Chris Crawford is the real deal. She ain't fake. It's about let me get righteous and let me get mercy at the same time. If I mess around and mess up, you got me. But while you're holding on to me, I'm coming ever closer each step, every day. She's got a hunger. She's got a die for getting it right and getting it right as soon as possible. And she's willing to take in a little fiber while she gets there. I love it. 2 snaps.
I think we're having a little technical difficulty with Quiet Storm. She might have went
and
muted
Ronnie
there.
B. Ronnie B, I am right here. I am so sorry, but I definitely want to get your opinion about Chris Crawford's dietary plan.
Well, first off, I want to say that she got a real plan, not one of those Jenny Craig plans. She got a real plan for your soul and your mind. And I love how she expresses that. And, you know, I started to say, close the vault doors. We can't let out. But with a message so beautiful, we got to open them vault doors and let that dietary plan get out to the people. Snap, snap, toe tap.
All right. Excellent. And although I am not a religious person, I will say I like her dietary plan. She's got some good stuff that definitely will keep you looking up and looking forward. And so I'm going to give it snaps. All three snaps coming from the panel tonight, folks. I sure do hope that you enjoyed the performance. Again, from Chris Crawford. You can find her on Old Grumpy Houston. Ronnie B., would you please share your insights into the theme, It's Okay? And at the same time, review last week's exercise for building a prosperity consciousness.
Thank you, Quiet Storm. And first off, it's okay. Now I'm going to ask you to take on for a moment, like putting on a coat. You don't have to keep it on. You can take it back off. But try this. That is not okay. That's right. You don't get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say, I am fabulous. I am beautiful. I am handsome. I am brilliant. You don't do that. You don't get up in the morning and do that. You don't go to that business meeting and go, I'm the most dynamic person here. They are here because of what I have to say. No, you go there with doubts. Will they make it? Will they listen? Will they agree with what I'm saying? Try this on. It's not okay as a choice. Because if you choose that it's okay, then you have to take on the responsibility of living a life from it's okay. That you're okay. And you'd have to do the work consistent with someone who lives a life of being okay. So just try that on. Now, as we move on, the exercise from last week. Now, last week's exercise, again, was to create desires you wanted fulfilled in 2014. Now, we're going to see how well the Midas Mind did on the assignment and see what might be hidden from our view about how we relate to money. The exercise had 4 really easy parts. Part 1, create a list of 10 desires you want fulfilled in 2014. Part 2, imagine those desires fulfilled and create 10 more desires. Part 3, imagine those desires fulfilled and create 10 more desires. Part 4, jot down any miracles and what you notice about yourself when it comes to money. Joe, did you do the assignment?
I did do it, Ronnie B. I did it, and you know what? The repetitive nature of it drew me back into what I had to do. You even heard it tonight. I realized what I wanted more than anything was absolute freedom. In my mind, and this is just for me now, absolute freedom is not looking for a monthly bill to come in. If it ain't a utility, what is it doing in my life? And I thought to myself, I'm going to pay off every credit card. Now, I got a list of 30 things, but right at the front of that list, knocking out that immediate moderate to high interest debt frees up some of the stuff on the back end. Whether it be trips overseas or being able to do something special for my wife at a different time. That exercise caused a miracle in my household because we had a sit-down meeting. And we decided these are some things.
Wow, you had a sit-down meeting.
Yeah. I can actually do without some of this little junk. You know what? I don't have to necessarily have that Grey Goose at the end of the week. I don't have to have it. That's not necessary. You know, it's just 2 or 3 little things that, you know, $40 here, $50 there, $70 here. That doesn't have to be interest. That could be principal, killing a card. And for me, that would free me to do so much more later. And it's okay to be able to not look like everybody else who's spending and having fun. I have to say it's okay for me to be a money manager and also be a spendthrift when I've got clients out and about. It's going to have to be okay. We've made a decision. And that's a miracle.
Wow. Well, Joe, I'm going to, and just so many actually sitting down. How many people sit down with their family and really go over the money and really go over it? But, you know, Joe, there was another miracle.
Money manager, this is the first time.
Wow. Well, I'm just going to share a miracle that one of the listeners wrote in to, let's see, dear old Grumpy, New York. Thanks, Joe. The exercises have been wonderful. I have a six-figure salary, but the idea of giving money to people who don't need it was tough. The reason it is tough is because I am so broke, and I work every day. I can few dollars to give to someone needy so that I don't look stingy, but the reality is half the time I don't even have lunch money. I did do the work. I don't know why it seemed foolish, but a miracle occurred. My boss walked into my office and asked me why I was giving money. I told him to help me regain the prosperous mind I used to have and build the courage to tackle my debts. He looked me in the eyes and said he had good news that might help me and gave me a promotion plus a 33% raise and told me to keep giving, that it was the best way to receive. I just broke down in tears. Bless you, Joe. You are a gift from God, and the powerful message you are sharing about prosperity is what so many people need. Listener name, Eugene Cravens.
Pretty
so
incredible.
We thank you. Yeah, we thank you for sharing that message with us, Mr. Cravens. And, Joe, I think it's time for the exercise.
The exercise for this week. This week's exercise for building and maintaining your financial well-being is getting definite about prosperity. The intent of last week's exercise was views you have about money that have been hidden from your view. This week, we will continue focusing on being definite about the prosperity you desire. The universe will fulfill our desires, but too often we send conflicting messages to the universe, and our prosperity or desires seem to be stymied. The intent of this week's exercise is to create new desires and possibilities for prosperity free of the constraints of the past. Number one, create a list of 3 new desires that you wish to be fulfilled in 5 years. Number 2, if those desires were fulfilled, what 3 new desires which you wish to be fulfilled in 5 years? 3, if those 3 new desires were fulfilled, what 3 new desires would you wish to be fulfilled, yes, in 5 years? 4, write down what you notice about yourself and your thinking about money when it comes to creating your new desires. And 5, each day share at least 3 of the desires you created over the last 2 weeks with a person you would not ordinarily share with, or tell them when you will have that desire fulfilled. Remember, people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. Before we go, I want to offer condolences to the friends and family of the passengers on the Malaysian flight that went down. You are in our prayers. We love you. Our thoughts are with you. This hurt will stay for a while, but the sun will rise again tomorrow. Know that we think about you. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Prosperity Insight and use the exercise to stay on the path as you build and maintain your financial well-being. Thanks for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Prosperity Insights with Joe Midas Mind Miller. And you can contact Joe at joe@yourprosperityinsights.com or visit Joe on the web at yourprosperityinsights.com.